This is the Global Podcast Network, where executives and professionals connect, share, and inspire. Stay tuned for the conversations that drive success.
We are excited to be back here with Jade Indigo once again, the owner of Tarot by Nature and Soul Impressions, based out of Ottawa, Ontario in Canada. She's joining us again live today. How are you?
I'm wonderful, thank you. How are you?
I'm great. Pleasure to see you again here. And now, technically, I know you're Thanksgiving, you're in Canada, so it's technically not this week, right?
No, it's already passed.
It's already passed. So I got to say happy belated
Yeah.
to you. And to anyone else that's listening, not from Canada, yes, happy Thanksgiving. But I mentioned I was going to ask you that before. Well, thank you for being here and joining us. We are thankful that you're back to talk more about the life coaching you do, the informed, I should say, spiritual coaching, energy healing, so on and so forth. So let's just get a little overview as to who you are, what you do. And we're really going to focus on that, the tarot supporting this trauma-informed coaching to start. So say hello.
Hello, everyone. Hello, beautiful souls. So my name is Jade,
Aw.
and I help people to help themselves or carve their way past or through trauma. I, via coaching, via tarot readings, via energy healing, different modalities to try to get you through. Because unfortunately,
Yep.
with trauma, the only way through is through, right? So uh, that is what that is what I do.
Perfect. And
So I thought today I kind of wanted to take you into space where tarot and trauma-informed coaching meet. So where intuition, psychology, and spiritual wisdom come together and support deep healing. In my own practice, I'm always blending the practical with the mystical because healing doesn't happen only in the mind, right? It happens in the nervous system, in the energy body, and in your soul. And tarot, when it's used gently and intentionally, has this incredible ability to show people what they're carrying and what they're ready to release. Jill, have you ever had a tarot reading?
yes, but no, not like a full one. Just one time, I know someone's pulled a card for me, and I don't remember what it was or what it was about. It was a long time ago. So explain the
Okay.
process of a tarot reading, if you don't mind, and how does it work? And it's something we could do right here, like on a Zoom, right?
Yeah, for sure. Most of my clients actually are virtual, so
Yeah.
yes, it's definitely able to be done long distance. So with tarot, essentially the best thing to do if you're going for a tarot reading is to have a question in mind. So ask your question because the tarot really answers the question that you ask. So if you just, some people just say, I just want a general reading. Well, a general, that's fine, but it doesn't really get very deep, right? General reading is just going to be general. Whereas if you're trying to resolve a conflict or you're trying to understand
Okay.
yourself and why you have certain triggers,
Yes.
those are really where the tarot kind of shines.
Oh, can we ask
And the
about
reason I
like,
asked you, so a lot of people,
can we ask about like future? Like, do you see like different employment options out there? What about relationships? Those type of questions.
yes, so you can use tarot as a divination tool. So,
Okay.
when am I going to meet my soulmate kind of thing. I don't tend to use it that way, mostly because we all have free will, right? So, I think I gave you an example before where, if I told you, okay, you're going to meet someone in 3 months, but then you go sit on your couch for 3 months and don't leave your
Yes.
house, you're not
Yep.
going to really meet anybody, right?
Yep.
So you have to put the work in, right? Exercise that free will. But in terms of helping to, if you're trying to decide between two different career options, a tarot reading might be great because it might help you to, okay, what are the pros and the cons of each option, and what's the likely outcome, in the next 3 to 6 months time type of thing. That's a powerful way to use tarot as well.
Perfect. All right.
So it's not, tarot is not about predicting, doom or telling somebody what they should be. And when I talk about tarot and trauma-informed tarot, sorry, too many T's,
Hmm.
I mean approaching the cards with compassion, safety, and empowerment. So the one thing you want to avoid, um, and unfortunately, there are people out there who don't use tarot very ethically. Um, so they will do things like use triggering language or invalidate the client's lived experience, um, or don't offer any choice or agency, right?
Okay.
It's, I suppose you can go into this with the belief that everything is already um, everything is already set in our lives right? But that would be pretty that would be pretty boring. Like, what's the point of life in that
Yeah.
in that case, right? So we need some choice, we need some agency. Tarot can also help people to reconnect with parts of themselves that they may have shut down. So again, I was talking about those, triggers for different things. And it can also help create a safe emotional and spiritual container. So for example, if you draw a card, I don't know if you remember from your tarot reading, but if there's one of the cards is called the Tower. And you know, uh, some people will see that tower. I'll show it to you if
Sure.
it will actually show on here. Okay, that's not going to work.
I know. It's kind of
Sorry.
hard. I know. It's okay.
Um, the tower, people can look at it and say, "Oh, it means catastrophic change." Right?
Okay.
And that scares people. That can scare your client, right? But drawing that tower doesn't mean that somebody's life is falling apart. It in
Yeah.
a trauma aware framework, it might mean something in your foundation is ready to shift in a way that brings you more freedom. So it reframes fear into possibility, right?
Okay.
It gives you breath instead of panic. So that's important. And if you have someone, and by the way, if you're ever having a tarot reading and somebody says, "Oh, you have a curse," and I can clear the curse for the low,
Oh,
low price of X dollars, please run away.
yeah.
Unfortunately, there are bad actors out there, right? As in every industry. So, one of the most powerful things that
Mm.
tarot does is help people see what they feel. So, the cards reveal patterns, beliefs, energy blocks, or unconscious fears in a way that feels externalized and manageable. Um, for someone who has experienced trauma, inner work can feel really overwhelming. But when you show them an image, say the Hermit or the Nine of Swords or whatever card it is, they suddenly have a symbol or like something they can talk to, something they can work with, something they can move through, right? It's not just all in their heads, which, we get into this analysis paralysis situation in our heads, and any problem starts, feels like it's insurmountable, right? Whereas if you have something in front of you on the table, all of a sudden now it shifts from feeling insurmountable to something that you can actually work through. So the cards can, in that context, the cards can act as mirrors, right? But they can also act as guides. So, for
Yeah.
example, the Star card, can help clients to reconnect with hope after they've had periods where they've just
Mm.
felt numb, for example. Or the Empress can help support people healing from worthiness wounds, right? I'm not
Okay.
worthy. Or the
Gotcha.
Six of Swords can validate somebody who's in transition after leaving survival mode. All right, we're going from rough waters to calmer waters. So basically, tarot takes the invisible and makes it visible.
Okay.
Um, so if we talk about the nervous system for a second, so when someone is dysregulated, whether they're anxious or they're shut down, their intuition gets fuzzy, right? Self-trust gets shaky. People feel disconnected from their own inner knowing.
Mm-hmm.
And this is why in my practice, tarot is not used to override somebody's intuition, right? It's used to reactivate it. Start learning to trust yourself. So when somebody sees a card that resonates,
Yeah.
something inside them softens, something wakes up. Their body says, yes, that's me. That's what I couldn't find the words for. And that moment of recognition, like that's regulation, that's clarity, that's healing, right? Because as soon as you can put words to something, you're actually able to start moving through it. So this is where tarot and coaching come together beautifully. Hopefully this is making a little bit of sense.
Yep.
Jill. I know I'm just kind of talking and talking, but
It's
so
fine.
as a
Learning as we
okay.
go, all of us.
And feel free to ask questions if you're, if something's not making sense. But
Sure.
so as a trauma-informed coach, my goal is not to tell people what their life path should be, right? My goal
Okay.
is to help them hear their own soul louder. So a typical session might look like, starting with a grounding and centering exercise, pulling a few cards, exploring what feelings or memories those cards activate, naming what the client wants, because
Mm-hmm.
sometimes they don't quite know, right? They just know that they need help, but they're not sure exactly what with. And so that helps to identify, what supports or boundaries they need. And then we end with a clear, gentle next step that they choose. So I always give homework.
Of course.
Um, you have to cement, you have to cement something with practice, right? So
Mm-hmm.
the client's always the authority. The cards are just companions, they're not commanders. Basically, tarot helps them to reconnect with meaning, with intuition, with their personal power, with their spiritual identity, and most of all, with hope. So healing happens when somebody feels seen, not by the cards, but
Yeah.
through the cards. So if somebody is looking for, I know a lot of people find tarot fascinating, and they may even have their own deck. Um, if they have if you do have a deck, or you can even, there's also online versions, and you just want to try a very simple exercise. It'll just take a couple of minutes.
Okay.
So you can pull three cards.
Sure.
Um, just to pull three cards to check in with your soul today. So the first question would be, for the first card, is what part of me is asking to be witnessed? uh, Secondly, what support does that part need?
Mm-hmm.
And the third card could be, what small step can I take towards healing or alignment? Right, so use soft eyes, breathe slowly and deeply, and just let the cards talk to you. And I apologize if you can hear my dog.
No, I can't, but we love the
Oh,
animals
okay,
and the
good.
energy and the animals and the cats and the dogs. Perfect. I got my cats. I hear them over there.
We have a zoo over here between cats and dogs and turtles and fish and
I love it. I love it. You're talking to the right person. I'm sorry. Obsessed.
yeah. Um, so try that exercise. Like I said, you can try it. There's lots of online things too, but you'll be amazed by what comes through. A message will come. Your spirit guides will help you to bring that info out of your subconscious into your conscious,
Got it.
and help you to work through things.
You're so what's the word? Calm, energy, your voice, very
Thank you.
relaxing. And that could
Thank
help
you.
anyone with trauma. Let me tell you that. Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. I feel it.
Yes. I had a therapist once who was very high energy, and yeah, it's not helpful. You want to, especially if you're, you know, bringing out all these very emotional moments. You want to make sure that, you're connecting with that person on a calm, even level.
Got it.
But I appreciate that.
Well, thanks. No, and the work that you're doing, though, could you just share, how, I mean, obviously, how this is, clearly, helping people and healing them, as you say, on a soul level, right?
Hmm.
Hmm.
They, yeah, like really, it's using the cards to help. Again, our we have all the answers within us,
Yep.
right? So this is why I say you can do a tarot reading yourself. You don't need someone, you don't need a special tarot reader to read for you. It does, obviously it helps to know what the cards mean and whatnot, but a lot of it is our intuition, right? So when you're looking at a card, if something really resonates with you, um, that's what it means, right? So if you're asking a question, I don't know why, whenever this X happens and I always feel triggered by it, right? Or I had a mother, for example, where she, every time her children asked her something, automatically it was no, 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 without even thinking. And then finally, and she didn't want to be like that, right?
Yeah.
Because that's not good for the relationship. But when we started working with her, she finally realized that this was because of her own childhood, right? Everything was always a no, and it was because of her parents, or her mother in particular, her mother's experience with having had a um, an almost abduction, shall we say.
Oh,
So the
my
mother was
goodness.
terrified. So that's why she would always say,
Oh,
no, you can't do that, right?
yep.
And so so we figured that out, and she then was able to take a deep breath. She would get a question and she would take a deep breath. Okay, you know, why shouldn't I allow this? Or, is there a reason why not? And what are the positives that can come out of it? So it's really just about taking a step back and just thinking through what those automatic triggers are. And why, once you know why they're happening, you can then work on changing them, right? Changing them the way that, in a way that's compassionate to yourself.
Yeah. Oh, my goodness. That's trauma. I could only
It,
imagine.
yes, it was definitely a traumatic experience for her, but it's very interesting. I had a very similar experience, and we carry the trauma from our generations back,
Yeah.
right? It's something like 13 generations back and 13 generations forward, or something to that effect. And so sometimes you may not even be healing it's not necessarily something that happened to you in this specific lifetime. It might
Yeah.
be something that happened to your grandmother or your great grandmother, or to you in a past lifetime. But the tarot is, one of the most beautiful tools that we have to help us with that. Um, so yeah, so if anyone is, if this is resonating with anyone, and feel free to share this guidance with someone who might need a little bit of light.
No, for
Or
sure.
come join me for a session,
Yeah.
if you're
Oh,
looking for deeper guidance.
well, what else? We still have more time, hon. We still got more time. What else, Jade? Should I
Um,
go?
okay. Well, do we want to let's pull
Co-
a card for today.
Sure.
We haven't done any tarot
Okay. Okay. I'm
in
ready.
these sessions.
I'm ready.
All right. Let me I'm just going to shuffle for one moment here.
Hmm.
And we're going to pull a card for what we should be focusing on today. What energy should we take forward into our day?
Are you asking me or you're asking
I'm
spirit?
asking the cards.
Okay, good. I'm like, wait, I don't know what to say. I'm like, thank you.
Okay. So we pull the Lovers card, and oh, there you go. You can actually see that this time.
Yep, I see it.
All right. So the Lovers card actually is a card about choice. So it's not about, physical or emotional love. It's about
Mm-hmm.
choice. And it is one of the major arcana, which means it's not a choice like what should I have for dinner today? It's
Okay.
more of a choice of, what do we want to be today? What should we do today? So it's, the energy take going forward for you today for the listeners is what what um what should we work on for
Mm-hmm.
our own highest good
Ooh, what do you
that
think?
we can move forward with? How can we move how can we not change ourselves? How can we improve our own situations? Right? We can always do something. Um, so yes, it's choice is the the card of the day.
Ooh.
And we also have the Fool.
Oh, can't see. Oh, there it goes. Yeah.
There you go.
Yep.
Oh, okay. So the
What's the
Fool
fool?
says one of two things. So it's
Mm-hmm.
interesting that it came with the choice card. So the Fool is either, and this could apply to whenever you're watching a tarot video or listening to tarot, by the way, whatever, you take what resonates with you and then you leave the rest, right? So with the Fool, it can apply to different listeners. So
Okay.
it's either take a leap of faith, right? So if you've been considering doing something or considering embarking on something, take a leap of faith. And by the same token, maybe you're considering something you shouldn't, and you should really look before you leap. All right.
Look before
Take
you
take
leap.
look
And
before
I
you
relate
leap.
that on a
Take a
personal level. Okay, you have to look before you
Okay, there you
leap.
go.
No, that's
Like I said,
interesting.
it's you take what it is that resonates when a part of a message, even if it's just a really smart part of a message, just all of a sudden resonates with you, that message is definitely for you.
Hmm.
So you said that was something for you in personally.
Could be, right? I mean, how do I know? Is it for me? Is it for everyone listening? Is it like, how do you choose? Or it's all open to interpretation for really everyone.
It's really for everyone. Yeah. Like I
All
said, and you will know like the things if you're listening to a tarot reading or something, and it none of it really has any emotional impact for you.
Mm-hmm.
The none of the messages for you. But you will, if someone says something, like I said, even if it's just a little snippet, and you're like, oh, yeah, that makes sense to me. That's something
Yes.
I should consider. That part of the message is for you.
All right. Thank you for that. And can you do a tarot reading on yourself?
You can.
Okay.
It can be a little bit more challenging
Okay.
because you are, sometimes depending on what it is, right? If it's something that's really emotionally charged, sometimes it could be more difficult to be more impartial, right? So you could be reading and thinking, okay, am I really reading this the way that I should be, or am I
Yes.
just seeing what I want to see in the cards?
Got
All
it.
right, so reading for yourself sometimes is a bit challenging.
No, I get it.
Um, but I did, tarot was a big part of things for me when I was going through my own shadow work, my own, dark night of the soul, trying to move through some trauma that was really having huge impacts on my life. Um, the tarot really helped me to move through that because it gives you different perspectives on things to think about, right?
Beautiful.
Um, and even though the information is coming from you, it's coming from your
Mm-hmm.
subconscious, um, we're not always, especially if something is really emotionally charged, we're not always thinking very clearly about it. So when you're seeing something outside of yourself, right? Like the cards on the table, it's much easier to look at it as if you were guiding someone else instead of yourself.
All right.
It's easier to have that third party. Um, what's the word I'm looking for? Um,
Their opinion. I'm like,
I
who's the
just
third
blanked.
party? Other
Sorry.
judgment. I'm trying to think of what you're trying to say.
I have a premenopause brain, I guess.
Me too. You're at that age too? No, you look young.
Oh yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
47. Do you
Yeah.
mind me asking how old you are?
I am 53.
No, you look so much younger. Not that 53 is
I
old, but oh,
Well,
yeah.
thank you.
I think
But
I'm going
yes.
through that now myself. I think I just started like 2 months ago. I'm like, I just saw the doctor. I was like, oh no. But yeah, I feel that coming on.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
happens. Oh,
Memories. The memory is one thing. Have a good memory is just short. But
well,
but yeah, yeah, did you have any questions about the tarot or
no, I mean, you really covered a lot and all. How long does a normal reading last if, someone comes on and like, what is a normal, reading? How many cards do you pull? How long does it last?
so the number of cards I pull really depends on the situation. Um, I generally readings will last either half an hour or an hour.
Okay.
Depends on how much guidance the person's looking for in terms of the number of cards. If it's a very simple question, then maybe 3 to 5 cards, but that's not going to last half an hour, right? Like that'll be just a few minutes. Um, but typically I would say generally, probably about 10 12 cards in about half an hour. And then, as you're reading, sometimes you want to dig in a little bit deeper into something specific, or a card comes out and you may say, okay, no, I'd like a little bit more information about that, right?
Yeah.
So then you pull more cards. So it really depends. It's not a one size fits all kind of thing.
All right.
Um,
Well, how can
yeah.
we reach out to you, everyone? Jade King here, live today on the show. What is your best forms of contact?
My email address is admin, so ADMIN,
Mm.
at tarotbynature.com. My website is www.tarotbynature.com. Those two are the best ways to reach me if you're looking for some guidance, or whether it's just a tarot reading or whether you're looking for some coaching.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Pleasure seeing you, having you, and thank you for all the energy and helping all of us out there with drama. We sure have it. We have a lot, and it can be healed, which is the good news, right?
Yes, yes,
Thank you again,
yes.
Jade. Enjoy the rest of your day. Oh, and I know it's not really Thanksgiving again for you, I'm thankful that you're here and hope you and your family have a happy and healthy week.
Thank you. You as well. I hope you have a wonderful Thanksgiving.
Thank you, sweetheart. Bye bye.
This is the Global Podcast Network, where executives and professionals connect, share, and inspire. Stay tuned for the conversations that drive success.